Howdy, y'all. Active Asshole on Roids here with another glorious video. I've got a little more energy tonight. Got off work about an hour ago. Uh, Earlier today, I checked my inbox and I found that our little buddy, our little freaker friend Marc Abela, he's at it again. What can I say? I guess he just likes having an endless internet circle jerk. Uh, Now, unlike well, I don't have I don't have 24 hours to sit around and get into like a 700 comment spamming soapbox war with this thing called Marc Abela, but because I got to work 49 to 60 hours a week. I can't sit around in front of a computer like Marc Abela does and do that with him. So uh, yeah. So I actually have to wait until I get home before I can do it. Because I have a real life outside of just sitting at home. uh, uh, but uh, where do I even begin with this? I mean, I've never seen so much assness put in a response video. I mean, this guy, he wants me to approve his video that he made in response to my Libertarians Should Just Move to Somalia video. I mean, I'm flattered. I'm flattered that Abela, that you actually remembered me. You remembered me. Oh, you're precious. One moment, one moment. Jingle, 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 jingle. uh, yeah, I mean, it took you long enough, Mark. I mean, hell, uh, what? It only took you like maybe 3-4 weeks to get around to actually making a response video to what? Maybe 2 or 3 comments I made on Hawanja's video, The Madness of Marc Abela, and my own video regarding using you as an exhibit for what's wrong with, part of what's wrong with the libertarian movement, and one of the many reasons why I fucking left to begin with. But I guess I'll hit on a few points. Some of the points are so that you've made in this response video that you want me to approve, but I'm actually wondering whether or not I should approve it, simply because it's so, how should I say, asinine, uh, off the wall. Um, you're basically saying what you've said repeatedly about human beings being farm animals in general and all that other shtick. I don't know. It's just all I'm hearing. The educated academic in me is hearing government is bad, government is bad, government is coercion, government is coercion, fight the government, fight the government. I mean, that's what I'm hearing. Taxation is that. Taxation is that. That's all I'm fucking hearing, dude. It's the same bullshit that every other libertarian has said to me since I left the libertarian movement. I'm just, but let's just get this over with. I mean, this is going to be painful for you, of course, not for me, for you. It's going to be painful for you. Uh, uh, all right. One. Mark, Wicked Fuckwit of the West Abela, my nickname for you. You take a jab at my username. Oh no! Not my account name! Say it ain't so, Mark! Say it ain't so! Oh, not my account. Do I really have to address this? Do I really have to address this? No, but what the hell? uh, I picked my username because it's a gimmick name. I have two chronic mental disorders that I live with that afflict me, and many of my create a lot of social anxieties for me in day-to-day life. I have I have a few issues, okay, but at least I'm willing to admit that. I mean, uh, my username reflects my jittery, fidgety, off-the-wall character. Uh, you see, Mark, I actually admit that I am somewhat unhinged. And, you know, uh, and that still puts me about 3 or 4 leagues ahead of you, okay? I'm crazy and I admit it. I'm crazy and I'm willing to go get psychiatric help for it and take meds for it. You, however, you are crazy, but you just don't want to come to terms with it. Alright? Okay? The first step to solving a problem is admitting you have one. Alright. Well, you ponder whether I even know where Somalia or the other African nations and Middle Eastern nations are on the map. I do know where Somalia and other countries in Central and North Africa and the Middle East are on the map because I took a North African and Middle Eastern government class when I was at Jacksonville State University. All right. One really has to wonder, by the way you're flapping your mealy-mouthed little gums, whether you have ever been to any North or Central African or Middle Eastern nation. I assume that you have, by the way you were yammering in your little video, but I seriously doubt that. 3, you're going back into the whole people as farm animals thing. Yeah, I think I covered that a little bit earlier. Gee, another false dichotomy from out of libertarian left field. Didn't see that one coming. Where do you even start with this one? Where does someone even start with this one? You'd think that after the intellectual ass-whooping you received at the hands of my good buddies Hawanja and Frank's 2732, you'd have learned your lesson by now. Again, with the whole comparing people to farm animals shtick. Really? Really, Mark? If you're alluding to Orwell's book Animal Farm as part of some Freudian spiel you're having, you do realize that George Orwell was a socialist, right? Just throwing that out there. I mean, I'm starting to think that maybe that's where you're getting this whole animal thing, is that you read George Orwell's Animal Farm and you thought to yourself, gee, yippee, skippy, yay, I'm going to use the animals on a farm and illusion from here on out. Yay, I'm so smart. Yay. All right. And the fourth one, the fourth issue I take with this, you make this assertion that there is no such thing as a former libertarian. You make the claim that I didn't just understand what I was reading or advocating, and that if I were a true libertarian, I would have remained a believer in the libertarian Austrian economics ideology. Facepalming does not even come close to covering the idiocy of this assertion. By making this assertion, Mark, you've pretty much validated, you've essentially validated the very subject matter of my response video to Hwanja's video, The Madness of Marc Abela. My response video being that libertarianism is a cult. I mean, you've proven my entire premise that libertarians are just that, a cult. There is essentially no difference between what you have said in your recent video and what some conservative evangelical claims that an ex-Christian, when an ex-Christian, well, what an evangelical says when he's claiming that an ex-Christian was never a true Christian. I mean, It's the same goddamn thing, dude. It's the same goddamn thing. It's the no true Scotsman fallacy playing itself out in its entirety. It's the same damn thing. There are no words to describe the level of idiocy that it takes to make these assertions that you're making in your videos. There's no word in English, French, Spanish, whatever, Swahili, it doesn't matter. There's no word to describe the level of idiocy bred from this arrogant, pretentious, just utter wackadoodleness. There's the term, wackadoodleness. Yes, I'm having a little Stephen Colbert moment here. What's the word? Truthiness. Wasn't a cuz. Yeah, and as for the whole junk about Somalia, dude, did you even take the time to go into CIA.gov and look up any kind of statistics? Did you take any time to look into Wikipedia? Of course not. You haven't tried to look at any of the facts. What, recounting some tale of a conversation you had with a cab driver who was from Somalia, that somehow constitutes a validation of your argument? What? Seriously? 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 Oh God. I'm not even. I don't even want to reply to the whole Somalia thing, to your contentions about Somalia, your little response on the issue of Somalia. I don't want to, because hey, when I was in the Libertarian Party, in the Libertarian Party newspaper, they were congratulating Milton Friedman and the very man who asserted that Somalia was a libertarian paradise. They were congratulating this man. They were holding him up on the same pedestal as Ayn Rand. So don't pull that whole, well, Somalia's not a libertarian, it was not a libertarian paradise. Bull fuck. Bull fuck. But you know what? You're not going to look up any facts. You're not going to look up any of the statistics because, oh gee, Wikipedia has a liberal bias. I'm not going there. The CIA.gov, that's government territory. I'm not going there. I'm not going to anything that will validate, that will uphold and make a self-fulfilling prophecy, the whole state thing. No. Fucking moron. Good God. And the thing is, I don't even want to make a response to you. That's just it. I don't even want to, because I understand that you're just going to keep coming back over and over and over again, like you did with Hawanja, turning any comment sections in my videos into your little soapbox, and it's just going to lead me to blocking your ass, because I don't have as much patience as my friend Hawanja does. I don't have that much patience to deal with you. I don't. I gotta work 49 to 60 hours, sometimes as much as 70 hours a week. I got enough problems of my own to deal with. I don't need to be dealing with you. You're just a footnote in YouTube history. I mean, you got like what, 4 or 5 subscribers? Hell, I know I'm not much better with my 56, but at least I've got, at least I've got a nice little circle of people that I can go back and actually check my claims with. At least I have some kind of you know what, I just but I'm just going to go back. I'm going to go back on what I said earlier, and I'm just going to say yes. I'll put my response to you out there right now on the issue of my video. Libertarians should just move to Somalia. I wasn't referring specifically to Somalia by itself. I mean any country with a lack of a history of a strong centralized government. That's what I mean. Any country with a lack of a strong centralized government. I put the ultimatum out there. if you people, if the libertarian movement think that libertarianism can work, if you truly believe that it can work, find another country and actually try to make your ideas work. Actually prove that libertarianism can be a nation-building ideology. Actually, actually prove that it can be a nation-building ideology, because in every country in the world where it's actually been tried, where there's already, where they've tried the whole Milton Friedmanite shock doctrine, uh, disaster capitalism, privatize this, uh, austerity that, it's failed. The economies contract massively. The poverty rate more than doubles, and you have massive inflation rates. And I'm if you guys can prove that libertarianism is more than just the Koch brothers funding some attempt at trying to give a new lease on life to social Darwinism in the world, if you guys can prove that libertarianism actually has some capacity, put your money where your mouth is. That's what I'm saying. It's an ultimatum. It's an ultimatum. Put your money where your mouth is, but you're not gonna. Because if libertarianism failed in countries that were industrialized, if it failed to make them better than they already were, that in countries that that already had a strong central government, if less government led to those problems, then then ha- I don't see libertarianism being a nation building ideology until you guys prove, and the burden of proof is on y'all. It really is. Until you guys can prove that libertarianism can actually build up a nation, that libertarians have interest in building a nation, as opposed to just libertarianism being just some premise behind which selfish assholes can hide while wanting to privatize social safety nets and our public inheritance, our public sphere that we've paid decades worth of tax dollars into to build up so that we can have something resembling civilization. Just so you guys can funnel it into the hands of a wealthy few who just happen to be the ones who pay the block grants into your libertarian think tanks. You gotta love how libertarians like to call Social Security and other social services that are actually connected to the modern role of government and second generation human rights, as actually outlined in the Declaration of Human Rights. Not that libertarians would ever notice, because they don't read any of that stuff that was made up by that has anything to do with the UN or FDR or any of that. They don't ever read any of that stuff, even if it is. Even if there's a massive consensus across the international community that these are human rights. Oh no, they're just abstractions of the left. But anywho, I digressed. Prove that libertarianism is a nation-building ideology. Prove that you libertarians are willing to put your money where your mouth is, and actually create a libertarian society somewhere else, preferably, just to use it as a proving ground for your philosophy. Just do it. Just go out there and do it. Just go out there and prove that your ideology works, building in nation building, and that a libertarian society won't devolve like, say, the Republic of Minerva did in like 3 weeks. Yeah, gotta love all those little attempts at trying to start a libertarian society that literally crash and burn before their very eyes, because they're nothing but a bunch of greedy backstabbers who for the most part think society is just a myth. But and as for our human rights as codified in the Declaration of Human Rights being entitlements, making the assertion that this assertion that they're entitlements, dude, saying that healthcare is not a human right, is like saying you have the right to live, but you don't have the right to breathe the oxygen. If you need it to live, it's a fucking human right. Property rights are nothing without peripheral human rights to go with them. Property rights are only one human right. Property rights alone cannot give mankind the happiness or the quality of life he needs on this earth. And you know, you want to continue running back into this little silo that libertarians continuously have run into. And the thing is, Mark, the thing is, libertarians, the term libertarian isn't even a right-wing anarcho-capitalist term. It's a term that that Austrian scholars co-opted. They co-opted the term libertarian because libertarian used to be a word for anarcho-syndicalist, that is left-leaning anarchist, not right-leaning pro-capitalist anarchist. Okay, yeah. That's all I have to say, dude. You know, I actually had to force myself to make this because I just didn't see a point in coming after you, in challenging your response video, which I'm not even sure if I'm going to approve. I'm not even sure if I'm going to approve your response video to my Somalia, Libertarians Should Move to Somalia, because it's so filled with just so many off the wall statements. And I mean, I think I could approve it. I think I could approve it. But I mean, I don't really want to help a libertarian. I don't really want to help you, because then, if I approve it, there's a chance that other libertarians who look at Somalia, at the Somalia video, they're going to want to follow the link to your response video, and they're going to find you, and you're going to get more subscribers. No, I'm going to take a different route, Mr. Abela. And I use the term Mr. very loosely, because you certainly are not a fucking man. I'm going to take a different route. Marcus Melitsis Zuniga once said that the best way to deal with the American right, with libertarians, hard right evangelicals, conservatives, mainstream conservatives, Tea Partiers, right-wing militia, sovereign citizen movement nuts, whatever your branch of right-wing demagoguery, nutfuckery is. He once said on MSNBC long ago that the best way to deal with the American right is to keep them bottled up. Just keep them bottled up in that 25 to 30% bracket of society and make sure they don't grow beyond it. So, I'm going to hinder you in your social networking by not approving your response video to mine, to my videos, Libertarians Should Just Move to Somalia. I'm not going to approve it, because I'm going to make you struggle. I'm going to do the same thing to you that conservatives and libertarians alike do to all other people who don't agree with them, people who make less than $500,000 a year. I'm not going to give you a leg up. I'm not going to give you a hand up, which you usually call a handout when it's convenient for you, of course. I'm not going to give you a leg up or a hand up. I'm going to simply rip the safety net out from underneath you by not approving your video, so that you can't get any libertarians who might watch my video, Libertarians Should Just Move to Somalia. So they will not follow the link, so they will not subscribe to your channel, specifically to kick some dirt in your eyes, to rub salt in your wounds. Just to make you struggle in that one little area of your life, to hinder you in getting subscribers in the same way you have hindered us, civilization, the 90%, in this country that don't agree with libertarian philosophy. I do this in part because I'm a vindictive asshole. And yeah, about my username, bad move on your part, my little buddy. Bad move, little friend. I worked hard to get that title, asshole. I had to stomp the guts out of a lot of right-wingers offline, both verbally and physically, both intellectually and physically, offline. And I've had to have a gun pulled on me by more than a few of them, because, you know, the South has a lot of those gun nut types, and my father being one of them, to earn the title of asshole. And I deserve to be referred to as an asshole because I earned that title. You will refer to me as an asshole, and you will show me the respect that title deserves. This is Active Asshole on Roids, everybody. Good night. Peace out. And Marc Abela, get a job, dude.